We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello, and welcome to the Nerd Eternal Network. Today we're playing Icons, Crimes, and Misadventures, our Icons actual play, Assembled Edition actual play. I'm your GM for the day, Jason, and with me as usual will be Zach, aka the Fairy Prince.
Thank you for joining us.
Curtis, aka Black Dragon.
Hola.
Mike, aka Anyone.
Hello.
And Taylor, aka Muscle the Muscle.
Howdy.
Now we've had a skip. We skipped one session, so who can remember where we were at last session?
We were about to get into a fight with a shady plastic surgeon with mind powers.
Oh yeah. We were tracking down what was it? It was some kind of biocomputer that was supposed to contain the identities of all the Hellfires.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where and apparently it was being hidden under a plastic surgery office, and hence the plastic surgeon with mind control.
And the biocomputer turned out to be several brains in different tanks.
A sci-fi classic.
It's like an old Doctor Who or original series Star Trek biocomputer.
Just one moment while I make a slight adjustment to the overlay. There we go.
Just don't drop Morbius's brain on the floor.
Have to replace it with the one labeled Abby Normal. But yeah, y'all had broken into the plastic surgeon's place. Anybody remember the doctor's name?
Prescott.
Yes. That sounds about right.
Very good.
And the nurse was Merriweather.
Yes, Nurse Merriweather, who was in the room with you. And then there were a couple of other, presumably nurses, male and female, that had shown up upstairs, which was where Muscle was patiently waiting, because the doctor told him to wait right here.
Oh, and the doctor was one of the people who had worked on Muscle in the past.
Yes, I don't remember if y'all had overheard that part or not.
We had not.
Now, what I don't remember, had Muscle broken loose right there at the end?
Yeah, because I've been stabbed by one of the two up top, and I knocked one out.
Okay. Alright, so everybody, since we're going to start the initiative order over, everybody give me coordination rolls. Let me check and see what the good doctor's is.
Is he really a good doctor?
Oh, he's very good at what he does.
He just
Is
probably
it
does
a
very
good
bad
person,
things.
though?
Well, how do you really judge such a things? Are any of us really good people?
Well, I mean, whenever you get to the brains in jars part of the proceedings, your ethics start to sound a little questionable.
Now, you haven't even asked him if they were ethnically sourced or not.
You mean ethically?
No, he meant ethnically. It's a very racist doctor.
Oh no.
Jesus Christ.
I am going to keep that term in the back of my head for the next time I run a World War II game. Okay.
Curtis, do you still have access to Fairy Prince's character sheet?
I don't know if I do or not. We can find out.
Unless the program forgot it. I didn't go in and change it.
Let's see. Mr. Fairy Prince.
Alright.
Tommy Twinkletoes. Because Eddie's a jerk.
So anyone got a 6. Eddie the Lizard got a 10. Fairy
There he
Prince.
is.
Oh, that's right. We're waiting on Fairy Prince.
Yes, I've got the Fairy Prince.
Woo!
Roll him a
And it'd just be a
coordination.
straight coordination roll.
Yeah, it's a 7. So far, you're coming out in the exact order that the program already had your icons listed in.
Ah.
So it may have remembered what order y'all were in.
And of course, the Fairy Prince's roll looks like Eddie rolled for him, but
Oh, except for Muscle. Muscle had to go and ruin it by rolling decent this time. I'm pretty sure he was dead last time. Oh.
I can believe that.
Let me dig out the good nurses' stats. Alright, so she got a total of a 7. And then there was still one nurse conscious upstairs, if I recall. Alright, and in descending order. Alright, so things had turned violent, because you spent a little while talking to the doctor before things started to kind of go south. Eddie, you're up.
okay. I think I'm not. Gosh, Eddie's not used to going first. I think I am just gonna do. The doctor is here with us now, right? I could attack him.
He's right here, yes.
Okay, then I am gonna do a bite on the doctor. Eddie's in a biting mood.
Alright. That will be prowess versus prowess then.
Didn't do so well.
Sorry, I was pulling something out, and I don't know that it actually dropped onto the board like it was supposed to. What is this thing doing? There we go. Alright, so Eddie Lizard got an 8, and that's versus prowess, and the doctor's prowess was a 4. So he's not incompetent in a fight, but you know, he's not really a specialist at fighting. Alright, so he got a 5. Eddie got an 8. So Eddie, you beat him by 3. So that is 2 degrees of success. How much does Eddie do with a bite?
6. And then half damage the next 2 rounds. The doc gives a very high-pitched scream. His lab coat starts kind of smoldering and burning off when you clamp down on his arm. Sorry, Doc, you might need some plastic surgery to fix that.
Now, Curtis. Wouldn't it sound more like, "Her doc,
That's true.
He's got a mouthful of arm. Next up, Muscle, who I believe is upstairs with one of the nurses.
I'm upstairs and have been stabbed by a nurse. And I'm going to go ahead and swing on that nurse.
Okay. And I believe it was, I forget, was it the man or the woman you had knocked out?
I believe the man?
I think you're right. I think she then popped a psychic weapon, and that's what she poked you with. Because I think it was doing mental damage and not physical damage.
Yeah, because
So it looked like it had stabbed into you, but it was bypassing your damage reduction.
Yeah, it stung me fast.
And she was a bit more of a fighter, if I recall. Alright, so if you're going to try to swing on her, give me a prowess.
It's a 14.
Versus a 9.
So that's going to be 2 strength checks for the knockback and the stun.
I believe you're correct.
Well, first off, the 7 damage taker.
I don't think she had been damaged yet.
Alright.
So yeah, she's still up. Potentially. I mean.
And knockback is a 12.
Alright, that's versus her strength. So yeah, she goes flying back into the wall.
The stun is on an 11.
And that is a major success. Which I think knocks her out. I think it's a major or minor. I mean, a major or massive, I think, knocks her completely out. If I remember correctly. Oh, that's pyramid test. That's not what I needed. So stunning. Yes, major or massive. Yeah, you have knocked her out.
And then I will go ahead and get in a position and get ready to sprint down there.
Okay. I will go ahead and put... Let's see, had I put muscle on the edges of the map somewhere? That's weird. It seems like you should have been on the map since you were on the... initiative order. But I can fix that. Well, I'm just going to drop you in the stairwell so we'll know about where you're at when you come running down the stairs. Alright, next up is the nurses. So the 2 upstairs, unconscious. Back here at the back of the chamber, let me reveal areas. This door here opens, and 2 more people in nurses' outfits come out. You know, one of them sees the doctor with Eddie's clamped onto his arm. And the doctor just screams, "Call for help!" So one of them runs back into the room. And the other one spins his move running over to Eddie. He's holding his hands out like he's getting ready to put his hands on Eddie. But you don't see any light, you know, there's no glowing around his hands. There's no psychic weapons springing into his hands. So you don't know if he's planning to touch Eddie to do something hinky to him or just grab him to try to pull him off the doctor. But his entire action is spent running across the room.
We've already established that Eddie is a closet nerd. So he's probably thinking it's some sort of evil lay on hands.
Early edition clerics could reverse the heal spell and do damage with it. Cast it as harm. All right. Oh, and then it is Miss or Nurse Merriweather. She is going to go after anyone. Just because he happens to be the closest.
Mm-hmm.
So she is striking at you with her psychic weapon. Let's see her prowess. Ooh, that's an 11.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait, I have a... No, I can't use martial arts against this, can I?
Yes, she is attacking like she's holding a weapon.
Oh, okay.
So that would help you avoid the shot.
Yeah,
Basically,
well, you want to add 1 to my roll, at least. So at least it's...
Alright, so
actually,
7.
Yeah, but that still might be a massive success.
No,
Or
I
is
think
it
it's
still
only
just-
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, it's only major.
Oh, okay.
And she does 7 points of damage.
Oh,
You don't have mental resistance or anything, do you?
unfortunately, no. Although I probably should have. But, nope. That hurt a lot.
And then we have Fairy Prince.
Can I still see the nurse that ran back down the hall to get help, to call for help?
No, the door's right here, and she's like around the wall now.
I'm going to break away and chase after him.
Okay. And how fast can you fly?
I believe my flight is rank 6.
All right, yeah, you can definitely get in that room then with one movement and still act.
Right.
So yeah,
And
you go up there and she's at this little like control panel thing with a phone.
I'm going to run her through the back with my sword.
Wow, that seems especially vicious. Go for it.
All right. Curtis, if you will, I do have some specialty in swordplay.
Sorry for a second there. I forgot I was rolling for you.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Thank you for taking on that duty.
Oh, no, I don't mind at all. I just had a brain lapse.
Yeah, so that'll be his prowess +1 for his.
Yeah, I was just looking to see if he had a preset thing to roll, but he does not. Just prowess. Which I just did prowess. We'll have to add 1
Okay,
to it.
so roll a 9 +1 for his weapon skill or whatever, his specialty.
To make it a 10.
So that's a total of a 10.
I didn't let you down too bad.
No, 10's a fine roll. Let's see. And this nurse has a prowess of 3. Because she is not a fighter.
Yeah, awesome.
So 5. So that is a massive success. How much damage do you do, Zach?
Is my fairy power is 6 or a 7, Curtis? I'm sorry.
The
Because
image.
the sword is...
We're talking about the image extra strike.
Yeah, it's all one little
that is a
composite
6.
power. All right, awesome.
All right, so you did 6 to her. She's, potentially still up from that. Though looking not good at all. But that was a massive success. And with a killing strike, she has to roll... Let's see. I believe the killing trigger. I believe it triggers a stunning and a kill. Let me look here.
Zach and I are feeling savage today.
Clearly.
Yeah, this is a very big job. I am not risking it with the cops showing up.
He
Plus,
didn't say
he
call
has
the
that
cops.
ar-
He
that
said call for
whole-
help.
Also,
Yeah,
Fair
I'm not
Price has that
expecting
whole arson
Either way.
charge to deal with.
That was a tragic lawnmower accident.
Oh well, I can't find what I'm looking for. So we'll just go with the killing roll. All right. So your strength, the damage from your attack was 6.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be Curtis. Roll just a d6.
Just a plain D6.
Yeah, just a straight roll. It's fine. So you rolled a 6 plus the weapon damage of 6. So 12 is the number she's got to beat with her strength, or at least try not to lose by too badly.
Good luck, Nursey.
And her there were a couple of books, and her strength was an average of 3. So a 9 is the best she can roll. And instead, she rolled a 4, which is the worst she can roll. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's like 4 degrees of success, which actually kind of goes off the chart. So that's a massive one. Which, if I recall right, means she loses all of her stamina and drops to the floor and is dying. So you run her through, and like you would expect somebody that's been run through, she drops.
Blame the circumstances of your birth, mortal. And with that, I'm going to just grab her by the back of the head and drag her back towards everyone else.
Damn.
All right.
Someone
was
has
your-
spent more time talking with their spouse about how evil their character should be.
Clearly. And has a bad influence on Zach's characters. Anyone, you're up.
All right. Right now, I'm debating trying to power stunt using my AKA the Night Magician. Basically, I'm thinking of fake using one of the Night Magician's magic tricks, and I'm trying to figure out if this is too implausible or too out of the character concept. But what if I were to basically take his cape off? And I know I've been a little vague about like what exactly his operating costume is, but can I I was thinking about kind of waving it in a very elaborate way and kind of simulating a magic trick of disappearing to power stunt the invisibility power. Given that I've only got 1 stamina point left and I'm facing a very deadly nurse, is that a thing that's excuse me?
Yeah, I can see that working.
Okay, you know what?
But do you have another idea?
Well, no. If that's allowable, it just occurs to me. I don't know if that's an abuse of the power stunt, since I know there's precedent for it because I've done like other tricks before, but
Well, sometimes with power stunts you pull off that one-time use sort of thing.
yeah, that's definitely what this is. This is because especially since this is something I've never done before, so it's definitely not a regular thing. Barring anything else, that's the if I could spend a determination point and activate AKA the Night Magician, I'd like to do that.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
So you power stunt for that, and change yourself basically so you're not reflecting any light.
Yeah, and then the cape would just like fall to the ground as if I'd actually disappeared.
The look of surprise and then kind of just being impressed that passes over her face is a little gratifying to you. She seems to be quite impressed. And then, starts kind of sticking her hand out, where you were.
Right.
I'm going to assume that you stepped to one side when you did this.
Oh, yeah. It's just... I don't know. Sure, let's just put me here. Till I figure out what I should do in the next page.
But and then she looks over the doctor. Well, one down. I think he ran, doctor. One down. Yes, very nice. Get this thing off of me. All right, and then it is the doctor's turn. He's going to take, and when he manifested like a psychic weapon, it looked like a scalpel as opposed to, these kind of crude blades. Normally I hate to scar someone's face, but with you they'll hardly notice. And he is going to try to cut you with his scalpel. So that is a 9, Eddie.
And I am dodging with prowess.
Correct.
Probably not. I cannot beat a 9.
Well, you rolled a 12, so that beat that.
Oh. Sorry, my brain is flat. Not able to do math very well.
So
Not
you do have to let go of his arm and jump back, but he doesn't.
Not my face, not my beautiful face, Doc.
Not the moneymaker. And then it is Eddie's turn. And I believe the doctor automatically burns a little bit more from the acid.
Yeah, 3 more points.
All right. Oh, okay. So yeah, you're loose. His arm keeps sizzling. He kind of pull. He's trying to. He ends up dropping the weapon and trying to wipe the acid off with his other hand. That's just burning that hand. And then he just sort of hits his knees, and you realize he must have passed out from the pain.
Oh, he drops?
He drops.
Then I will use my turn to... I'm going to use my dragon breath on the nurse that was coming after me.
Okay, the one right behind you? Okay.
Yeah, the raised arms.
And that
Dang,
would be,
I'm getting some good rolls.
Alright, so that's coordination. Well, he got a 10. He almost got up there, but he got a 10. You got an 11. How much damage does your spit do?
6.
Alright. So he almost gets out of the way. But it catches him on the side of the face, kind of that side of the body, and there's sizzling, and his face is burned, and he's screaming. Muscle.
I'll go ahead and move in using a little bit of my super speed and just pop in onto that nurse at the corner here.
Okay. Nurse Merriweather.
And I'll just land a quick, well, hopefully a quick punch. Got an 11.
Ooh, minimum roll for her. She got a 7. So that's a major.
I'm angry, but I already see the doctor unconscious on the floor, so just hit the next person.
Yep.
Is that gonna be a knockback and a stun?
I think this one's just a knockback. Or just a stun, whichever one's the... Because it's a major, not a massive. So I don't think you get both of them.
Alright.
How much damage do you do?
7.
Let's see. Oh, had Merriweather already taken some damage?
Didn't Night Magician hurt her?
I don't think so. Unless it happened last issue. But I don't think that's the case.
Okay.
Oh no, that 11 was from the nurse. That one was probably from the person upstairs. Okay. I had a list of hit point or stamina damage. I was like, who did that go to? But all right, so you did 7 to her, which is just what you did to the one upstairs. This one, she only has to roll for the slam, I think. So roll your strength. So that's a 12 versus a 9. So yeah, she goes flying across the room. Lands prone here on the opposite side. Alright, she was standing there. So the angle you came in, we'll set her right here. Basically, she hits the ground and kind of skips like a stone and bumps into that one canister of brains over there.
It almost looked like he knocked her right into anyone.
She went whizzing right past you.
Is she still conscious?
Oh, she is still conscious.
Okay.
It looks like he rattled her cage pretty good. You know, she's sitting up, you know, shaking her head, but she is in the process of getting up. The nurse confronting Eddie, even though he's badly burned, and you know he screamed when that happened, but
Right.
he still steps forward. He looks like he's just trying to palm your face. Let's see here. There's a prowess plus his skill. You need to beat a 10, Eddie.
Did it roll? No, it did not. Try that again. Nope, he got me.
8, 9, 10. So moderate success. You feel the skin on your face start kind of writhing. Let me look up this power. Transformation. All right, give me a strength roll versus the level of his power.
Dang.
All right, so he got a max roll of 12 versus your 8.
Ooh.
So that is a
That
major
doesn't sound
success.
good.
So yeah, he touches it. You feel your skin moving around on your face, Eddie. All of a sudden, you can't open your eyes. Sound is a little muffled, basically as your ear holes close up. Your mouth seals shut.
Ooh, yikes.
Luckily, since he didn't get a massive success, though, your nostrils stay open.
Do I take stamina damage?
No, it does no damage to you. You've now got the quality blinded, essentially.
And I see he can't use his breath weapon.
Not unless he managed to, he'd have to cut his mouth open or something.
Do you have acid snot?
Only acid spit.
Okay.
See, they call him Eddie the Lizard, but really he's part iguana, so he can only shoot salt out of his nose.
It's a great dinner trick.
What? Your soup's a little bland? Let me help. And that's why he's a villain. Alright, next up is Nurse Merriweather. She uses her movement to stand up. Let's see. Well, unfortunately, her power is quite specialized. She can't really do anything at range, and it used her movement to stand up. So I believe there is a full defense action. Let's see. Defending. The only action you take on the panel is reaction to defend yourself. So she's going into a kind of a defensive stance. So she has +2 on any roll any test she has to make to defend herself until her next panel. So she's standing up like she fully expects Muscle to come after her. So she's kind of like bracing up and dropping into, like I said, a defensive stance. Alright, Fairy Prince, you said you were dragging the one nurse back in?
Yes, sir. Just in case she has some freaky healing powers I didn't know about, I don't want her just standing up and getting call the phone.
Okay. Oh yeah, she would lose a level of strength as she continues to bleed out. So as you were walking through the door, you basically saw the nurse fly by as Muscle hit her, but you see her get up and drop into defensive stance. You don't see anyone, though you see the Night Magician's cape laying on the ground. Eddie doesn't seem to have any eyes or mouth anymore. The guy in front of him looks like he's got, his face almost looks like Two-Face, and that side of his body is obviously taking a hit from Eddie's acid. And the actual Dr. Prescott is laid out. With a bite and a bad acid burn on his arm.
I can't leave any of you alone for a second, can I? And then I'm just going to fly straight at the guy who attacked Eddie and take a swing at him.
Okay.
With my sword.
All right. His prowess is not as good as his coordination. All right, he got a 5, so it should be pretty easy for you to beat.
All right. Curtis, if you'll please.
Are we dodging or are we
He's attacking. This
attack.
is his prowess +1, I think.
with the sword?
Yes.
You actually have your weapon sword is 2, not 1.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, cool. I thought I beefed up the weapon
Oh,
specialty.
my bad.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
So roll a 6, 6, 7. So that'd be an 8 with the.
Yeah. Sorry for the bad roll.
Oh, you're fine.
Well, you only had to beat a 5, so mission accomplished there. So that's a major. So how much damage do you do?
6 points.
6.
All right. Well, he goes down just from stamina loss. And that would only have triggered a stun, I think. So we won't even bother rolling that because all that would do is knock him out. He's already knocked out.
Yay.
All right, so he goes down an 8. Anyone?
All right, this might be ill advised, but could I close in on Merryweather and if I actually try to knock her out, would I get any kind of advantage, like any kind of surprise advantage or whatever from being invisible? I mean, I assume the invisibility will mitigate as soon as I do that. Of course, that's typically how it works, right?
Yeah. The invisibility will drop when you get over there to her, but yeah, I would definitely give you advantage.
All right, let's just do that then. I know
yeah.
she's but
Now, do you want to use the advantage to hit her better or to do more damage when you hit her?
So she's already taken a hit from Musco, and she's in defensive mode. I'll apply the advantage to the hit roll.
Okay. So that is to the effort.
Let's roll 1d6 plus
Okay.
rouse of
She got a total of a 9.
3 plus martial arts of 1 plus advantage of 2. Let's see what happens. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Look at that.
So that is a 12. So 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's a major.
The damage would be 4 for my strength.
All right. So she has 11 stamina. Muscle knocked 7 out. And
okay.
you knocked the last 4 out. So, Zach, you
So
drop
that's
that 1. Everybody's kind of looking at Merryweather, and then all of a sudden you just hear smack, and then anyone or night magician appears as Merryweather goes down with a complete look of shock on her face before she's unconscious.
Does my face return to normal when the one that assaulted me goes down?
Not immediately, no. And you still feel like you've got eyelids. When you try to open your eyes, it's like somebody's glued your eyes shut. It's kind of how it feels to you. Same thing with your mouth, your lips are still there. You can still feel your lips, but there's like something over your mouth that you can't open.
Be freaking out trying to spit through my sealed mouth.
Yeah, don't pull a black bolt on us.
I'm going to go up beside Eddie and just tap him on the shoulder. Edward, it's me, Tom. Take a deep breath. Let me take a look. And I'm just gonna.
You faded out there, Zach. What are you doing, dude?
Oh, I'm just tapping him on the shoulder and saying, "Tom," or telling Eddie to calm down. It's Tom. Let me take a look.
Oh, okay. I thought you'd said something after that I didn't pick up. I'm sorry. So what
No,
what
you're
you
fine.
see is it's like he's got it. You know, it just kind of looks like he's got his eyes closed, except you can't see the seam at the bottom of his eyelids. It just looks like solid skin, and kind of the same across his lips.
I genuinely don't want to risk cutting into that.
I'm getting a little bit of echo off of somebody.
It's off of anyone's
Oh.
mic.
Sorry, I forgot to.
I can hope that my regeneration will correct it, but maybe not.
And what is the rank of your regeneration?
My rank is pretty low. It's only, I think it's 1.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking you had a lot of it. So, like I said,
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, regeneration is actually 5. It's the regrowth that is 1,
oh, okay. So
which
yeah,
actually might.
so for
regrowth
the
might be
moment,
more
it doesn't seem to be.
appropriate.
For the moment, you don't notice it going away.
Well, that sucks.
Now everybody's down. What are y'all doing?
We gotta figure out how to get information out of these brains.
Echo looks better.
Yeah.
And Mike, if you said something, you're muted.
He was asking if the echo
we're gonna
was
see.
gone.
All right, let me test. Do I hear echo? No. So I don't hear anything. So the echo may be gone,
Awesome, thank you.
or at least it's toned way down anyway. All right. So yeah, everybody in the room is unconscious. The one lady is bleeding out. Oh yeah, it's been another round. Let me check another strength off.
I'm going to rummage through the doctor's pockets.
What is in its pockets? He's got car keys. He's got his wallet. There's some cash in his wallet.
Well, pocket and cash in his wallet, just on reflex. Any e-cards or anything techie looking?
No, not in his pockets. Well, I mean, he's got his cell phone or whatever. I mean, but nothing that looks super tech.
So looking around the room, after just making an illusory beanbag chair for Eddie just to sit down in for a minute to see if his face goes back to normal by itself
Okay.
before we consider, surgical options. Do we see any obvious interface for the biocomputer? Like, we know we need a living we need a biological entity to interface with the machines and the brains. But do we see like a special chair or headset or anything like that?
Okay. Mike, we're getting that echo again when Zach talks.
Whoops.
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what's causing it to go away for a little while and then come back. Like, I'm not here, wasn't hearing it right then, but I don't know. All right, so you start looking around. There's nothing in this room. When you look back here in the control panel, there's not a helmet, but there is a device, for lack of a better word, attached to like some cables that run into the control deck there. It's like 3 prongs that you can spread out or collapse in. You can open them or shut them, sort of thing. Have you ever seen Forbidden Planet? I want to say they had something kind of like that the guy would interact with the alien machine with. Not that this is an alien
I got a
machine.
good idea what that looks like.
Interesting.
There also seems to be some kind of biometric. Next to that is like a biometric thing. You got the, it's like a glass rectangle, and there's like an outline of a hand on the thing.
So we probably need to shove someone in there and start pumping them for questions. I volunteer one of the idiots we just knocked out and or the one that's dying.
Wouldn't have to be if we're gonna be. Would we still be able to question them if it's one of the bad guys in the seat?
It probably needs to be one of us.
Mm.
You
I
could
mean,
always
do
wait
it-
around and, do that whole slap them on the cheek till they wake up sort of thing.
Is
I'm
there
willing
a
to take-
computer anywhere nearby that looks like it works with this stuff?
Well, that whole control panel looks like it's computery type stuff, though it's not standard electronics for sure. Nothing in this upper room looks like standard electronics. It looks like mad science stuff.
Like mad science stuff or like alien stuff, where it's like doesn't look like it's shaped for human hands and stuff.
Just more mad science stuff.
All right.
The little biometric plate looks like it's shaped for a human hand. The prong things can open a little wider than the standard, a bit wider than the standard human head, but not like freakishly big.
Just a one size fits all, and we're making sure it fits all kind of thing.
Yes.
So,
I'm gonna go look in that other room that the nurses came out of and just see if it's a lab or if there's anything in there that might help.
Well, that's the room to the north that I was already talking about, the control panels and stuff.
Okay.
Can y'all see all of that? Did I reel that entire?
Good chunk. It looks like there's another doorway. Oh, okay.
No, we won't reveal it all then.
That's just a fancier waiting room.
Oh.
Or are those more stairs down?
Those stairs go down.
Ah, dang it.
And then all this here is like locker type stuff. Let's see if you explore the rest of the facility. There's areas down here where it looks like there's actually like full-fledged apartment living or not apartment maybe, but barrack style living quarters. Doesn't look like that stuff is used much, other than the kitchen area, like kitchen area, break room kind of area. That looks like it's used. The actual beds and stuff don't look like they're used very much, but it looks like it's an option. The stair that extra stair set you found over here that goes down leads out into the sewers. There's like from the sewer side, you don't really tell there's a door there. It's like a secret door, escape hatch kind of thing.
All right, so what's the plan?
And while y'all are searching the facility, Eddie, your regeneration kicks in, and you start to be able to like crack your eyelids open, and your lips will open just enough that you can kind of breathe through your mouth, and then a few minutes later it actually clears up completely. Without your regeneration, you might have been screwed.
Yeah, I look at the wounded doctor. It's like I might have deserved that.
It's probably the quietest the guys have seen Eddie in a long time.
Probably so.
that is uncharacteristically humble of you, Edward. So, down the hatch, or do we try to operate the machine?
I say the machine. That's what we came
I
here
agree.
for. I'm assuming y'all will get Eddie up to speed on what. what we've
Yeah.
seen with the machine. If you're looking for volunteers to hook up to the machine, Eddie will do it. He's not a he's not afraid of being permanently damaged by it.
All right, so I guess this comes down to which one of us is. Ooh, that's a harsh echo there. Ooh, yeah.
Sorry. Shoot.
Like I said, I don't understand why it's coming and going like that.
That is
But
weird.
you know, I'm 45 now. Technology is my arch enemy.
But it
I'm
comes.
just going to blame Discord.
That's rude. I love Discord. It works so well. But it
It
comes
works
down
so
to a
well.
combo of which one of us is most like the people that sit in that chair, and which one of us is best with this weird computer stuff.
I am neither, but I am willing to do it.
Yeah, anyone does have some technological know-how. Plus, yeah, he's also, he's got okay willpower and he's pretty bright. So, anyone says, especially, anyone basically says like, I wasn't very useful in the fight. Let me do this.
Fairy Prince has 7 willpower, a couple ranks of technology skill, and I think mental resistance. Curtis, could you confirm that for me? I'm sorry.
No, not a problem. Just let me get it pulled up. Because I got 2 character sheets going on here. I don't want to look at the wrong one. You have like a ton of specialties for Fairy Prince.
All right.
Mental resistance is 2. Technology is 1. Investigation is 1.
Okay.
Well, maybe it should be Fairy Prince then.
Yeah, because you could argue that all of those might apply.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mike, we seem to have lost you on Zoom.
Oh.
We've just got your name up in a little block. Oh, there he is. Alright, so Zach is plugging himself, or Fairy Prince is plugging himself into the machine.
Yeah, seems to be like the course of action.
Yeah, you adjust the little prongs on your head, one kind of touches you on each temple and then one kind of comes down a little bit above the forehead. When all 3 prongs touching your head, the little handprint thing on the side lights up.
I reach out and put my hand on it. I am making a face the entire time.
You feel a question in your mind, Doctor.
I'm afraid the doctor's indisposed at the moment. We have a few questions if you'd be so inclined to answer.
You hear dozens of voices, maybe even 100 voices. It's hard, you can't tell for sure. All out of sequence, just screaming at you, not the doctor. Not the doctor, it's not the doctor, it's a stranger. And it is attempting to overwhelm your mind. Or threatening to overwhelm your mind. So I need you to make a willpower roll. Mental resistance will factor into this.
I would like to tap play you like a fiddle, because as I'm resisting the overwhelming bombardment of all these minds, I'm trying to soothe them and calm them down with pretty words and gentle phrases and all that good stuff. That I am a friend and an ally, and you know, a nice person.
All right, I'll let you tap it for that.
So I'll
You
make
can
it
give yourself plus
+4
2.
instead of +2.
They got a 13.
Oof. Beatable though, beatable.
Oh wait, Eddie rolled a
And
13, or Curtis rolled a 13
got a
for you.
13 +4 because he's got mental resistance and then the
Oh, so that's just the straight. That's just the
determination.
straight stat plus die roll that came out of 13.
Oh
Yeah.
nice.
All right, so that's a major success.
Don't mess with the fairy prince.
So yes, these mines rush over you, but you realize it's a lot of mines. It's a lot of mental force being directed, but it's not really being focused.
Difference between a fire hose and a bucket of water being tossed at you.
Right. Even if it's the same amount of water, the amount of force you actually having to resist is not as bad. And eventually that turret kind of dies off. You still have all these different voices just speaking in complete disorder. Your soothing words is, some of the voices seem to calm down at your soothing words, but others just keep jabbering on about, it's not the doctor, it's not the nurses, it's not, they're not supposed to be here. But then some of the other ones start questioning, where exactly is here again? Wait, and some of them are like, wait, why do we listen to the doctor? But mostly it's like you just hear a crowded room of people full of people talking. You're only able to make out snippets of conversation. You're not sure who's saying what.
I just reiterate there's been a slight change in protocol, and I'm deeply sorry for any alarm that I've caused. But I'm just here I need to ask a few questions if they would be so inclined.
All right, you're up there. I'm assuming the folks that weren't dead out here, they all tied up or did something to. All right, what do y'all do? What do y'all do with the nurses and the doctor down here? And Mike, if you're talking, you did.
We can just kind of put them in a corner.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to know where they're at. So we'll stick them in a corner of this round room.
You mentioned that one of them was bleeding out. Is the person still even alive?
No, not at this point. Mm-hmm. They had, I believe, a 3 strength, so they only went 3 rounds, or only lasted 3 rounds. So by the time anyone dropped that last nurse and would have realized this person was bleeding out, they were already gone. Alright, so they're all over there tied up. I'm assuming all of y'all are in the room while Fairy Prince is using the machine. And Fairy Prince, you're focused on this machine. It's like the real world is kind of faded out to you. I mean, you're vaguely aware that you're standing. You're not like losing your balance or that out of it. If somebody walked up and pinched you, it'd pull you out. But all you're really hearing is the voices in this machine. The ghosts in this machine, if you will. The rest of you hear alarms start going off upstairs.
Uh-oh.
Like regular burglar alarm type stuff. And a little bit later, you hear a voice calling down these stairs over here. Hello? Dr. Prescott? Or Anybody? Somebody called in this location.
Let me. Anyone who would like to adopt the appearance of Dr. Prescott?
Body's in the corner. I'm not sure how well that's gonna work out for us.
Yeah. You hear a little whoosh of wind. You're assuming the appearance. While you're doing that, there's a whoosh of wind. And you hear a voice. Doctor. My God, what did they do to you people?
Yeah, at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and step out.
You see a man in costume. He's got a little domino mask that does small enough that it does absolutely nothing to hide his identity. Which is fine, because truthfully, this is not a fellow that really cares about his secret identity. This is Robert Pascal. Pascal, how you say it? He also runs around Hollywood with the heroic identity of Heartthrob. He's very much a pretty boy. The Muscle, you know that the superhero community does not take him especially serious. In fact, you know him because he's hired you back when he was wanting to kind of do his debut as a hero.
Play the game, take a fall, make him look good.
Right. Basically, you knocked over a business a buddy of his owned. Y'all had a good little scrap outside, and then he heard someone calling for help inside and ran inside and dug another buddy, supposedly out from under some debris. Thus letting you escape, but he had saved some people. As far as you know, that's the only thing he's actually done that was completely fake. He doesn't fight a lot of villains, but he does run into burning buildings and save people. He does help people to some degree. So the hero community kind of puts up with him. But power-wise, he's fast, he's strong, and he heals. So, he doesn't have to worry about ruining his good looks by running into a burning building.
Yeah,
but
that's going to be moving fast to make sure he doesn't touch the doctor.
All right, so as you step into the room, it's like he ran across the room when he spotted people, and then he stopped in shock when he saw the doctor. Now you've stepped into the room.
Howdy, Heartthrob. How you doing?
Muscle? Dude, I didn't think you killed people.
No, well, one, I didn't kill that one. But I was actually up. The two unconscious upstairs were me. Dead ones from another person in the group. And no, I don't typically kill innocent people. You do realize there's a room full of brains in jars, right? Before we get crazy with anything.
He sort of eases over to one of the containers and kind of looks into it. Ugh. And then, with fairly rapid speed, he kind of zips along to the...
Yeah.
I mean, he's not the Flash by any means, but he runs as fast as a car, at least. Muscle, what the crap is going on here?
So...
Oh, please tell me the Doctor's not a supervillain.
Doctor's a supervillain.
Oh, do you
I'm
know?
gonna go ahead and be straight up with you. I'm currently on a job to take out another villain organization. These brains and jars are keeping information about that organization. Are you on Prescott's payroll? I mean, obviously, if he called and you come direct, you probably are, aren't you?
Well, no. I mean, I'm not on his payroll. No, I've had some work done.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, nothing major, but
You're a handsome man, but you run into burning buildings. You got to clean up stuff every now and then. I got you.
yeah,
Don't
and
worry.
I've had, I've had a few lady friends that I recommended to him. I mean, I know the doc. He glances around. I thought I knew the doc. Oh, dude. If I have to arrest Prescott, do you know how mad all the cougars in town are going to be at me?
He also does brain stuff, which is scary.
Yeah, oh yeah, the brains in jars thing, that is weird.
No, like, he's a mentalist. Like, he mentally compelled me to stay in a room for like 30 minutes until I broke out of it eventually.
I better contact Spear then.
Yeah, give us about 8 minutes.
Dude, there's a dead body here. I play a little loose with stuff sometimes, but casualties, it looks like the doc's arms melting. Give me a willpower roll, Musco, see if you can talk him into it.
I gotta stop trying to do willpower roll.
That's okay. Heartthrob is not a willpower heavy guy either. It's probably why the doctor would call him for help.
A 6 plus what? Oh, a 3 plus a 3. Okay, I've got a shot. I've got a 7.
Which beats his 6.
Yes.
Which means we get our 7 minutes in hell. To try to...
So he's like, okay, man, I can give you a few minutes. I'm going to run upstairs and grab some first aid stuff and check out the doc's arm.
That's fair, that's fair.
And, true to his word, he zips upstairs. Now, he does warn you. I think I set off the burglar alarm to get in here, so regular police may be showing up soon. But,
Right, but regular police will show up first, and then they'll call Spear. We can get out of here by then.
Okay. And he zips off, grabs, he's wiping. He seems, you notice he seems to have some basic first aid training. He's cleaning the acid off the dock and he's bandaging stuff up. He's checking the other 2 knocked out ones for concussions. Well, yeah, he'd probably check the upstairs ones for concussions and Merriweather. Now, Fairy Prince, you are kind of oblivious to all of this. It's like you're vaguely aware that people are out, that people in the room are talking, but it's just more voices mixed into the stuff you're hearing in your mind.
More background noise.
Yeah. So you were trying to get some sort of information out of them.
Yes, we are. Supposedly, the identities of the people who run the Hellfire organization are stored on this computer.
All right.
Is that correct?
Yes, that is what y'all are here trying to find. All y'all knew was it was some kind of biocomputer. You didn't know it was a bunch of brains and tanks.
It's somehow better and worse than if it was just one mutated child with prodigious psychic powers.
Right?
But
Look.
I'm going to very gently, but firmly ask, what are the names of the upper echelon? What is the name and known locations of the leader of the Hellfire organization?
All right, give me a willpower roll. You need to beat a 13.
And all right, and I'm going to tap Play You Like a Fiddle once more to gently gently coax it out of them. Would I also be able to tap Bastard Son of the She to emphasize that I'm not just good at manipulating, I am monstrously experienced in how to manipulate someone to get what I want.
All right, I don't think you can tap. No, actually, you can tap. You can't tap what is it? You can't tap the same quality multiple times, but you can tap multiple qualities. So yes, I'll let you tap both of those. Determination point apiece, of course.
And I
Or
think that'll
you could
be
take
all
trouble.
my determination for this.
So if you try to do this again, you have to start taking trouble.
Oh yeah.
This is
We
another
need
willpower
this
roll.
information.
Yes, Curtis. This is willpower.
This is a silly question. Would his technology also be a bonus?
Not really, because this is interacting with human minds.
With brains.
The machine is letting him do it, but the actual questioning of the minds. Well, let's just say there's a reason. There's a reason they usually have psychics running this thing.
Yeah. I had to ask.
Would investigation give me a bonus?
Let me look up investigation just to see what the exact description of it is.
Because it's big enough, it could go either way.
Well, it's really just a matter of, is that a... let's see, specialties come after powers, don't they?
The difference between knowing the right questions to ask and ransacking a room.
Right. And I want to see if it's supposed to be the social part or the... there's specialties. Investigation. The skill of gathering and analyzing evidence from crime scenes, digging up information, tailing people, and finding lost people and items. In short, being a detective. Just a quick look to see if I see anything that looks like it would fit in that better. Because if it's just being a detective, well, questioning people is part of that. Digging up information. Yeah, we'll let it count. Mostly because I don't see a specialty that's more specialized for that specifically.
Well, the base roll he got was an 11.
All right, so that's 11. He spent the 2 determination. So that's got him at a 15. With the specialty, would be what, a 16?
Mm-hmm.
So that gives you 2. That's a moderate. A major success. So you present this question. You get a chorus of voices. A lot of the voices, are getting for your purposes useless answers or useless responses, like, what are the Hellfires? Hellfire, is he saying we're in hell? Other voices that might explain this. And then you hear, sounds like a little old lady's voice go, no, this is more of a limbo because it's not terrible. We're not in pain. And some of the voices go off in this whole other discussion on where they may actually be. But 2 or 3 voices are like, the Hellfire organization, yes.
I'm going to focus intently on those voices.
We have that information. The doctor said it was very important that we kept that to ourselves, though.
It is very important that I access that information. I'm very sorry for the trouble, though. Please, my friends, impart it upon me. I remind you, there has been a change in protocol. I'm very sorry and deeply annoyed that you're not informed.
Give me a willpower roll. This one's going to be slightly easier because you're not fighting the whole system.
Yeah.
Though really it's less that you're fighting it more than you're trying to force them to be organized.
Yeah.
You're like the person in charge of making this horde of people line up orderly, and they just won't line up. You're herding cats. It's like you're herding cats, but all with your brain.
Oh, what's that like? I don't know, I say as I have 4 cats. But, yeah. Curtis, if you would, please.
Wow, that
Change
was,
it back to Fairy Prince.
that was a terrible roll for... Oh, wait, that was...
For you or for me?
Actually, I don't... I clicked to roll, but I don't know that it actually came up in the... Because that 8 there is listed under
Oh, so-
Eddie's stuff.
Sorry, Zach.
Oh.
Or was that last one mine? Let me see here. No, mine always
I
says
don't know.
Jason GM.
I may have accidentally rolled twice. It doesn't matter. I got a 1 both times.
Oh, and I got a 1, so my total was 7.
Oh, well. Fairy Prince is
Can't
8.
complain about
beat
that.
So we got into a roll off to see who could suck the worst. Well, we both rolled 1, so. So Fairy Prince got a total of an 8. The total difficulty was 7. So it takes you a minute of talking to these people to get to tease the information out. And the final decision they seem to come to help you is the fact that you're just asking politely. You get the impression the doctor makes them answer.
That jerk.
Well, it's more implication than that it may require a mentalist to really use this thing properly. So then you get this flood of information just immediately downloaded into your brain.
And I do not go scanners, correct?
Give me a willpower roll. I know this is ending up being just a whole lot of willpowers, but mental resistance will help you with this.
So 2 plus whatever I'm rolling. Did it roll or did it not?
Yes, you got a 12, but that is just a straight stat, so we have to add his...
Mental resistance, which is 2, so that makes it 14.
Which beats the 13 the machine rolled
Oh my gosh.
by 1. So this flood of information is painful. It's like they're just directly putting. It's like they just reach in and find an empty shelf in your brain and just start shoving all these books into it.
The entirety of 2nd grade burned from my mind.
It was very 2nd grade. All that was stabbing and stealing. The simple things.
My personality.
No, now you'll just find out later that you were married and you don't remember your wife's name.
Oh, thank God.
Don't worry. Not as bad as you think it is. You just put a note in your phone of what their name is and that you love them. And then you're good.
Eddie's going to nudge Muscle and he says, hey, look, Tommy's going to be our fairy drive.
Those of you standing, you see him just, it's like his body just locks up and you hear just... But it just lasts for a moment, then he's okay. He's breathing a little heavy. He's got a little trickle of blood. Just got a little slight nosebleed.
I feel no joy from this place. I want to break it and I want to leave.
Thank you all for your assistance. And before I go, you're all brains in jars being kept by supervillains to store information. Goodbye and have a good day. And I detach from the system.
There is a flurry of activity as you're detaching, as all the brains start screaming again, or start yelling, debating. It was just. It's like if you picture their activity as a snow globe. Your initial question is shook it a little bit, and then it was just starting to settle down, and then you shook it really, really, really good right before you pulled out. Said,
Smack that
have-
beehive before I run away.
I have no problem destroying these brains and putting them out of their misery. I don't know what you guys want to do.
As you're talking, you hear a little bit of activity upstairs. A heartthrob who has finished doing his first aid. He looks over at you, Muscle. That's probably the police.
Yep. Do you need to have a fight or kind of throw some punches, make some noise for you?
Well, I heard your
Or
buddy
you-
talk about destroying this thing with the brains. Are they alive, or do they? Do they want it ended? What's?
Yeah, I don't know. I do feel like you'd be committing a bunch of murders without knowing if it's the right thing to do, which is kind of irrelevant to me, but also I don't like murdering random folk.
Well, I'm actually not. I'm more of wanting to put them out of their misery. I don't really want to kill them.
But hey, you know what? Go ahead and call Spear. Let them make that fucking moral decision. We're out.
Let's let the government make the moral decision. Oh, that was better than me doing it.
That could never go wrong.
Hell yeah, brother.
Have y'all got a way out of here? Do we need to fight through the police so y'all can get out, or?
No. You can just tell them we ran off. There's a secret exit. This is a supervillain base.
Oh, right. He just kind of looks at all of y'all and just kind of shakes his head. This turned into a weird day real quick.
It's been a weird month. Well, it's been a weird couple months for me. All right, let's leave.
And he uses his speed to kind of zip over to the base of the stairs, and you hear him call up to the officers, identifying himself as Heartthrob, and he's got some wounded down here. You hear him talking about supervillain base. Better call Spear. He thinks he's got the location secure for the moment.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and take the sewer exit.
Yeah, and like I said, it exits out into the sewer.
How am I so diplomatic all of a sudden? Maybe I should have maybe I should have tried to be a senator.
You're in unusual circumstances from your usual career choices, my friend, so it shouldn't be surprised that new and exciting talents emerge as the pressure descends upon you.
Oh, and by the way,
I'm not-
when this is all done and we're no longer in a team, I'm coming back and killing Prescott. Let's move.
We could have just killed him right there.
No, we're on the job. We have a job to do. You don't mix pleasure and work, except when your work is really, really fun, in which case you do.
Sounds logical to me. All right, so y'all slip out into the sewer without any trouble. You make it back to base. Fairy Prince, you have these mortals' names just like written on your brain in permanent marker.
I am going to, when we get back to the van, I'm gonna pop up in the glove compartment, take out a fistful of fast food napkins that are tucked in there, and just start scrawling them down
Yeah.
in ballpoint pen.
We want to make sure that, just in case it's not as permanent as we think it is, we don't want those names disappearing out of your head.
Yeah.
No. He'll be laying on his deathbed. Dementia fully set in hundreds of years from now. He may not remember his children's names, but he will remember these people's names.
As if Fairy Prince would remember his children's names on the best of days.
Fair enough. I forgot what a stand-up guy is.
He's a charming fellow.
All right, so you've got
We
this
all are.
stack of napkins with names on it.
Does he have any other information besides the names? Do we have anything like their position in the group? Say there's a John Smith. Do we know any more about John Smith to identify that particular John Smith? And are
Honestly,
there any names that stick out to us?
honestly, I'm gonna say we just Google them the second we have a secure internet connection. Because the people in charge of the Hellfires, they're going to be rich, they're going to be well connected, they're probably, stay out of the media spotlight, but their names are going to be out there.
Right.
I mean, they'll probably like own a business or a entrepreneurial something.
They may even be people that, names that we've heard before. Or not.
I doubt their names are going to be blue in Wikipedia, but they'll at least be findable.
All right, so you've got all these names, and some of the names just, some of it is just a person's name. John Smith, Hellfire 88. And that's all you've got on them, on, say, this John Smith. So that's not super helpful.
Do all the names have a number associated with them?
It is the person's name and what number Hellfire they are.
Who's Hellfire 1?
There isn't a Hellfire 1 in the list. And like the
We do know that the number... Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I think you were right on point.
Yeah, the numbers.
We do know the numbers are all randomly assigned. So it's not,
necessarily.
organized by rank or anything like that.
Right. But there are 9 Hellfires who in your memory are listed. It's like, Prime Hellfire number such and such, and, their name.
Oh, okay.
So you're pretty sure you can identify those the people in the 9 leadership positions.
All right.
And
Yeah, let's Google those names. Let's see what
we
the
might
internet
maybe.
tells us about them.
All right. Does anybody have, an investigation skill?
Fairy Prince does.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you use that over the internet because I know you've also got technology. Though computer might be something separate. I don't know.
You need to make an
Let's see.
intellect
These people keep their names out of places as much as they can. Total difficulty is a 9. So this would be.
So,
would this be awareness
intellect.
or intellect? Probably intellect. Let's go with intellect for this.
Doesn't matter. He's got the same for both. So it's going to be this plus 2.
All right, so that is a 5 plus 2 is 7. That does not beat the 9.
Well, crap.
So you hop on the regular old internet and start typing away, and you're just not coming up with anything.
Hey, we have like
Someone.
the full list of names, right?
Oh yeah.
It is time to make more friends. We'll take
Well,
a picture of all of the
I-
names in the list.
The bad news is Mike had to step out because I'm sure anyone is going to have the resources and intellect to do something better with these names than we could.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and outsource us to someone I think has a little more resources. So I'm showing the picture on my phone of
Fair
the
enough.
list of names. Hey, can I just text this to Dynaman?
He's got sheer
Sure,
resources.
why not?
Cool, because he's got like multiple powered people he knows, all of them heroes, and I'll just send a text to Dynamite on my burner phone of the picture of all of the names of the Hellfires with numbers. Because he's already in the investigation and, like, kind of sort of allowing us to do our thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and show him there are the results.
Alrighty. So if anyone helps you lay the napkins out.
Thanks, not magician.
You snap the pictures, you send them to Dynaman. Zach, I guess Curtis, give me a roll for Fairy Prince. Awareness. Let me take a look at Zach's specialties and see if anything factors into this, but it's probably just
Aerial
gonna be
combat,
awareness.
I'm sure it's going to apply.
Hell yeah! Finally be able to use it.
We should get in more fights on planes. Let you do that aerial combat.
Okay, Curtis. Give me an awareness roll, but factor in the 2 ranks he's got in sleight of hand.
Okay, so it'll be this plus 2. Makes it 7.
Jump back over here.
Are we
down.
tied?
Did you
Fairy
roll?
Prince got Fairy Prince got a 7. I rolled before you did.
Oh, okay.
No, wait, I'm sorry, it didn't take it. Because that's when I rolled twice trying to.
Yeah. Okay. So give me a roll.
Well, that's a lot better.
So, Zach, Fairy Prince notices when anyone is helping Muscle lay out the napkins, so we get the picture of all, of the whole list. You notice the old night magician slide one napkin into his pocket.
That sneaky bastard.
I'm gonna tap him very gently on the shoulder. You appear to have misplaced one, my friend.
Oh, force of habit. He takes a napkin out and lays it down.
What name's on it?
I do not have the fully assembled names, but it's another set of names and.
I'll make a mental note of what I see on there.
I'll
Did the
also
rest-
go ahead and look at that. Well,
Did the rest
I
of us catch this exchange?
The exchange between Fairy Prince and anyone, or Night Magician, yes. I mean, unless Fairy Prince was like whispering it to him.
Oh no, I'm tired, I'm hurt. This entire affair was very stupid, very painful. I was screamed at by a gaggle of disembodied children and old ladies. I am displeased. I know Night Magician is up to some weird bullshit. I don't know what, but I am tired of it. So I'm not letting him get away with this shit. Right in front of the group.
I'm going to also look at the napkin. I'm assuming we all are, and I'm just going to give Night Magician the evil lizard eye.
all right. Is it all right for me to do a history heroes villains and see if I see anyone, a name on that list that happens to correlate with any villains I know of? Or is it just like with the names as they are, it's just names?
You can give me a roll for that.
I love how I'm trying to force rolls with my jack intelligence.
The number to beat is 16.
Yeah, no, I ain't touching the 16.
Yeah, none of those names stand out to you then.
All right, well. I will, however, take that napkin and slide it out of the way and take a picture of all of them but the one he wanted hidden. Send it to Dynaman. And then I will slide it back and take a picture and have a picture of all of the names. But I sent Dynaman one without the thing our boss wanted to hide.
Okay.
No. Thank you, Fair Prince. We should know about this. But if we need to keep it hidden from rando superheroes we're sending messages out to, I understand.
Anyone looks, or Night Vision looks a little abashed at, being caught in this. But he admits to you, oh, I wish Mike was here for this.
Yeah, I'm not going to push it with Mike not being here, but
Yeah.
next session.
Yeah.
But he thanks. He thanks you, Muscle. Please believe there is a reason.
Oh, yeah, I understand. Anyone could be on this list. Just staring straight at him.
He's very good at keeping a poker face, but you do see the muscles kind of around his lips kind of tighten a little bit.
That is the third time Fairy Prince has heard the term anyone used in a very specific fashion through this whole experience. Can I have a
It is starting to get suspicious.
Let's see. Muscle's done it at least once. The shadowy man on the monitor did it the one time.
Mm-hmm. And Dr. Prescott did it, staring directly at Night Magician when he said it.
And I want to say the psychic chick that was imprisoned by the fighting ring may have said something to that effect. Though whether she did that in front of y'all or just to anyone, I don't know. But yeah, it's come up a couple times. Give me, Curtis, give me an intellect roll, intelligence roll for Fairy Prince.
Because
to see if he realizes there may be some significance to the way people keep emphasizing that term.
Can I make one for Eddie just for giggles? He's probably going to totally fail. But...
Sure. Difficulty is an 8.
And Fairy Prince got a 9. Eddie did not. Eddie's still clueless.
Okay.
Eddie
Suspicious, but clueless.
Alright, so Fairy Prince, you got Fairy Prince's roll was a 9, the difficulty was an 8. So yeah, there's something about that term.
He looks between Night Magician. He looks between Muscle, just eyes darting back and forth. You can hear the little hamster wheel in his brain just... Poor little hamster on the wheel. Its heart's just hammering in its chest. He's like, I'm filing this away for later.
He says that, or that's just the look on his face?
He says that to him out loud. And he just goes back to dabbing his bloody nose.
Oh, it stopped bleeding by now. Otherwise, you need to go see a doctor about it.
Oh, true. Cleaning off his face, yeah.
But let's see here. Well, fellas, it's like 45 minutes early, but I don't really know where we can go from here.
That would not immediately kick up us being like 15 minutes into something big.
Mm-hmm.
Well, both that,
Or like,
you know, I hate Mike not being here for this part.
Yeah, I do too.
yeah.
Yeah, because
And
this is
I'll
kind
admit,
of
I
a,
had no idea how long the fight would take or how poorly stuff might go with Heartthrob.
brains and jars. Oh,
Well, I meant Heartthrob. You know, if the rolls had gone poorly, that could have been another fight.
Yeah. Everything went surprisingly smoothly, minus, Eddie getting his face smoothed over for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and anyone got roughed up. I mean, he was sitting there at one stamina left. So
Ooh, that is true. That is true.
Yeah. Now, how much those people were hitting for with it being mental damage? I was like 2 hits from dead.
but not dead. It's icons and unconscious.
I
Unless
like
you get
to
a
use
kill
the word
result and
dead.
they're just left there to bleed out. Not naming any names there though.
What sick bastard would do that? This is a
Yeah.
child-friendly superhero game.
But considering it was done to the gadgeteer chick that had built the brain machine, you know, she's probably not the sort of person anybody's going to miss.
She deserved it.
You have scored negative points in Muskel's big book of people, though. Because
That it has taken that long is surprising.
well, you burn somebody's house down, it's like, that's rude. They're magic. They'll get over it. You steal from people? That's fine. You're stealing like $70 out of a wallet. That's important for some people. That man's a doctor. It doesn't matter.
He's a plastic surgeon in
stabbed-
Beverly Hills. He's fine.
Yeah. You stabbed a nurse to death. All right. Yeah, didn't like her, but we could have clearly knocked her out.
So that's -1 point.
Yeah, it's -1.
It's a very forgiving skill.
So it's like each despicable thing Fairy Prince does, he just goes up in Eddie's book.
But what I will go into right quick before we wrap up, the next day, it's all over the news. Prescott was a popular plastic surgeon. The fact that he's got brains in his basement, kind of a big deal.
All this in brains too.
You know, Heartthrob is interviewed. He's talking about, you know, he knows Prescott. He's had a lot of friends use Prescott. He does not admit to the press that he has been a patient of Prescott's. He got a call from that number. He answered it, and all he heard was a gasp and the phone drop. But you know, he'd seen the name on the phone on the call ID, so he knew where it was. He came to check it out. He identifies Muscle by name. You know, basically talking about it appears to have been 2 groups of villains fighting, apparently.
I wished he hadn't done that.
I mean, nah, I completely expected my name to get dropped there.
And really, it
And
just
really,
comes
that's
out
just,
and he's describing what happened when he got downstairs, and then, you know, Muscle the Muscle stepped out. But you know, the brains were under Prescott's building, and brains in a jar is not Muscle's style. You know, but you know, he did have to give some first aid to, you know, some of Prescott's people, thus allowing Muscle the Muscle to escape once again. It's 2 times Muscle has escaped me. Next time I will bring him in. In his not so secret civilian identity, he's like a C-list actor. So
Bless that boy's poor heart.
but he doesn't identify or he doesn't. He probably didn't know who the rest of you were, unless Fairy Prince has run around Beverly Hills a lot.
Not over much, no.
But he doesn't really even give a description of anybody else. He knows Muscle had some, you know, he knows there were, in his talk, there were other people there. The spirit representative talks about, you know, the machine and They don't know what to do. They don't know if they can safely move the machine. They don't know if the brains are really still alive or if they're just biological components. They've had no success yet accessing the machine. Though they are questioning the good doctor and his, he does not call him the good doctor. They are questioning Dr. Prescott and his staff, well, his surviving staff. They do comment on there being one fatality. Who appears to have been stabbed. And,
Bad news is this means that Hellfires know Muscles looking into them, and possibly all of us.
Well, they already know that when we broke into that one Hellfire's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't think he was giving us up, but maybe he did.
Well, no,
well, you had that shadowy figure on the computer.
Yeah,
start
we
talking
did
to
have
you.
a conversation.
The whole, is anyone there? And then he starts talking to you.
And the multiple encounters with the goons in power suits who, they've seen all of us.
Yeah. Do the rank and file Hellfires know about you? Maybe, maybe not. It just depends on how much that the organization shares information.
Which they don't seem big on sharing information.
Well, they are broke down very cellular for a reason. That way, if one cell gets busted, they can't rat everybody out. This was the only place that had their names. And, well, should have been, in their minds, this should have been plenty secure enough. Normal humans couldn't have plugged into that machine. Apparently, they didn't compensate for, the Fae. So, anyway, Heartthrob makes headlines, so, he's happy.
This is going to be, surprisingly enough, one of the few encounters we have where I do not send the person money as any kind of apology. Heartthrob, fairly wealthy. I don't care much about the kid.
He'll be fine.
He pays well.
Now, some people in the media are asking why a supervillain would call a hero for help.
Oops.
And Heartthrob really doesn't have, on camera, doesn't seem to have any idea why. Like I said, he knew Prescott. Based on the fingerprints on the phone, they know it was the lady that died, the nurse that died, that was calling him. So maybe she was just in a panic. And since he is known publicly to be a hero, that's a question he doesn't have an answer to. He just reiterates that he is in good standings with Spear.
That's not going to age like milk in a little while.
Actually, that's already at the point where that might not have been the wisest thing to say. But
oh, you're right. You're right.
Because this would probably be a bigger story if the news that the Primus was still alive had not already hit a little earlier. But yeah, we'll wrap here for today. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I had fun.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, I never did get to reveal Prescott's quote-unquote villain name of the sculptor. Let's just say that one nurse is not the only person that could rearrange faces if he wanted to.
That's a pretty nasty power.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Transform can be rough.
He's a pretty nasty man.
And yeah, of course, the qualities they put on you could technically burn a determination, give yourself advantage and kind of burn that stuff off. But
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I'll be honest. I rarely think about it, and even in my other game, the players only occasionally think, "Oh yeah, we can just get rid of that stuff." So anyway, I hope anybody that comes by and watches this later or listens to us enjoyed it. I hope you'll show up in 2 weeks when we should be doing this again. At least I don't think there's a holiday in 2 weeks. Or anything that should mess us up.
I don't think so.
Well, it's the 29th, so it's getting close to Halloween.
I'll have to check my schedule just to be safe, but I don't think we have anything going on then.
Alright,
November might be rough, but you know.
So yeah, we should be back in 2 weeks then. Again, I was your GM for the day, Jason. And with me is Curtis, aka Black Dragon.
Laters.
Zach, aka the Fairy Prince.
Thank you so much for joining us.
And Taylor, aka Muscle the Muscle.
See you.
And we will see y'all next time.